All right.
Technicality.
This week, I want to commit to testing out the new software
Okay.
at some
All
point.
right.
I just want to say that now. And everybody else will hear it. So now we have to do it.
Well, we forgot to turn on. We were already like talking,
We
and
were,
we forgot to turn on the live there. So well
you
done.
know, details, details.
The little stuff.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
still not showing. Let's see. Waiting for.
Well, hang on. Mine is playing an ad. I can skip the ad
Oh,
now.
that's probably what it is.
Okay, we're on. We're good.
Yay, we did it. After what episode is this?
78, 3, somewhere thereabouts. It's a lot of episodes.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
hello,
hearing. Oh,
Rob, Connecticut. Hello, AB. Thanks for welcoming us back. Chantel did traveling, and I was sicker than a dog. So she had fun. I laid in bed, and that was pretty much our
well,
February.
I traveled late in bed too, but just because I could lay in bed.
I was stuck in bed. I think I was so I went my birthday is January 30th and my daughter's is 2 days before that. So my parents came out, we ate Mexican for dinner. By the time we came home, the whole family was sick. And so I initially thought,
From the Mexican or from.
no, it was not. I think it was just
We
a
don't hate
horrible
on La Ranch.
coincidence. No, I don't think I will ever be able to convince my daughter to go back to La Ranch, but I will be back there again. It's going to happen. But we had some mystery virus. It wasn't flu, it wasn't COVID. We all tested negative for all those things, but I had a fever for 10 days straight for the first 10 days of February. And then I got a little better. And then I got a recurring thing that I earned me finally a trip to a specialist. And now I'm having a battery of tests done to figure out what's going on. But it's
You're
not been a good February for Stephanie
you're
at
earning
all.
your I'm in my 40s badge.
I am. Chantel's like, you're officially at a point where doctors in multiple specialties are consulting on your health. And I'm like, yeah, that's a wonderful milestone to hit. I'm very
That's
excited for me.
a big one for you.
Oh, goodness. So, but I'm feeling okay today. I am on an antibiotic. So we were joking that there will be only one high noon tonight. And
Yes. And well, not for me. Hold on, I gotta grab something real quick.
well, yes,
I realized
Chantel can do whatever it is she would like to
I
do.
can
Hi,
do my two.
Suzanne. Hi, Barbara. But yeah, I'll be doing the one and that'll be it because I need my antibiotic to work.
I'm still
It's
here.
very
I
important.
just disappeared to the other side of the room where I'm looking for something that I cannot find. Oh, there it is.
So one of the things that Chantel traveled to was
Mm-hmm.
QuiltCon,
Yay! It was very
and
good.
she has a little bit of show and tell.
A little bit. I
It
mean,
sounds
me
it
and
sounds like
shopping.
she has a lot of it, but she's only going to show you a little bit. Hi, Sheila.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So we're all
QuiltCon
going to get to attend QuiltCon vicariously through Chantel tonight as
through
she
through
tells us
Chantel
her
shopping.
tales. Yes,
I don't even know where to start. I didn't organize it well. But
it's all
I'll show
good.
you some of the stuff I'm very excited about. I found some Alexander Henry pencils,
Ooh.
fabric.
Didn't Alexander Henry like
It's
is no
over.
more?
It is
Yeah.
no more. So this was the end. No more pencils after this. And I have a
Are
thing
you
for
gonna
office
use
supplies.
it or are you just
Yeah.
gonna like hoard
No,
it?
I'm gonna use it. I have the intention of using it because it's cute, but it doesn't mean the same to me as early Tula.
Yeah,
That one's hard for me to use. But
I
this,
understand that.
I'm not like, and then I got some paper, which is
Oh
not
yes,
Alexander Henry,
I've
but
seen ones like that before.
yeah, but
Oh,
I'm very excited
did
about
she
it. It all
redo
goes
that
well.
line or is that from like forever ago?
This is Crimson Tate,
Yeah, she did
so
a
it's
line
different.
like that a long, long time ago. I wonder if she
I have
revisited.
no idea,
Yeah,
but I'm really excited about it because it's really cute,
she had a
super
line like
cute.
that. It's got to be like 10 years ago almost. Because I remember Angela was itty bitty.
I ended up buying like a bunch of her stuff. Where is it? I don't know where it is. It's down here. I got some Tilda dots
Ooh, Tilda
for
dots.
applique.
I do enjoy a Tilda.
It's really pretty. It's the chambray, so it's got this sheen to it that
Is it chambray or is it chambray?
I don't know, chambray, chambray, chantal, chantal. I don't know. We
I
don't,
know.
we don't
We
know.
don't judge.
We don't know what my name is, and we don't know what if it's chambray. Does anybody know? I thought it was chambray.
I always called it chambray, but maybe the internet can answer.
Yes, internet, come to us. Let us know.
Chambray or chambray? Or are we
And
both getting it wrong and it's something else?
I
That's
have
also possible.
I have so much stuff. I could literally like between every conversation could like pick up things and be like, look, I got like bag kits and a whole bunch of Ruby Star
That's a
stuff.
fun project kit. Did that come with?
This
Or is that from there?
the bag was from there, and then I bought some kits for like this little backpack. I'm excited
Oh,
about
that's
this guy.
cute.
Yeah, and it came with the little charms.
Yeah, so you don't
What
have
do
to
you call
cut.
those? The mini charms and stuff, and just a whole bunch of really cool stuff. I come home with one quilty ruler.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a
that's fun.
Amanda Murphy, but it's the circle, and then
Amanda
it like
Murphy's good.
yeah.
I I don't know that she remembers me, but I've met her before.
That's how I feel about everybody at QuiltCon. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh hi, and they're like, oh I remember you, and I'm like, me too.
I'm pretty sure I had her on the
Usually
podcast at
I
some point,
do, but
back when I had a podcast.
people find me for my voice. They're like, oh, her. I'm like,
Like when somebody turned around at Liberty and they're like Stephanie, and I was like looking for somebody thinking it was on
you're
the
like,
cruise, and then it's someone I had no idea who they were, and I was like,
never
"Oh, you
met.
watch me on YouTube? Cool." It is
That was
chambray,
awesome. Chambray,
chambray,
chambray, chambray.
maybe.
What a
I don't know.
maybe.
I used to have to spell things phonetically when I was working at the NPR affiliate. So I had to learn how to spell
Yeah,
phonetically
I
for
always wondered how
names
that
of
works.
things. Yeah, you have to whatever the stressor is for that syllable that goes in all caps. And
It's syllable.
yeah.
Gosh. No, I'm kidding.
So if it was
Instead of
sham, it would be like
the wrong emphasis on the wrong
here, I'm gonna put
syllable.
it on here. It's like it would be like sham
Now I want to see those.
and then bray. So like that's how you would put it. Chambray. I put it in the chat.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
but
is it
yeah,
am or I don't know. Whatever
sham.
it is, I bought it.
You did. I do love a good one though, because it's like the weight of it is fun. And sometimes they'll do things where there's a little bit of iridescent threads here and there,
It
which
was
just
this
adds a
one
whole
for
lot
me,
of texture and fun.
obviously. It was the pink and
The pink
gray.
polka dot, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the
It
purple one,
almost looks
obviously.
beige on the
It is
computer,
like it's
but
kind of beige, but
is it grayish? Is it
it's
like
kind of
early 2000s
grayish.
grayish?
It's it's like it's not cubby colored. It's not gray, but it's not Ben colored either, who is clearly like a blonde dog.
We're now talking about the Chantel's
The
two dogs,
dogs.
two of the three.
Which, by the way, I should show a picture. My dog
Yes,
came
you
home
should.
from the groomer today, and it was so funny because
So
they it's a
here's
very creative
now
groomer.
there's backstory. So she's like a show groomer. She does
Hmm. She does
hair
like the
dye on
poodles and
dogs.
stuff. Yeah,
And
and
I told her you need to have she has a green tail too. That's awesome.
yeah,
But
he's got a cutie mark,
I was like,
like My
you
Little
need
Pony.
to tell her that you want to bring your dog home and have your husband go, what the F did you do to the dog? Like
That was
that's what
pretty
I'm
much
going
today.
for. What did he say? Has he noticed he has
He's
a
like,
shamrock
he's
on his
so
butt now?
stupid. He immediately just says, he's so stupid.
I love the green fluff ball on the tail. It's
I know, it's
hilarious.
great.
Hi, Joan. We got everybody popping in tonight.
Good.
Uh,
I'm glad everybody's here because yeah, I have a lot of things I can share throughout the night. I gave a try to improv um while I was there. So I have a project I started working on that's like an improv piece.
ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, and I don't know what it'll be or what it's supposed to be, or apparently it'll tell me. This is improv.
This is kind of like
when
when
it's
I look at
ready, it'll be ready.
this is like when I look at fabric and then a couple of days later it's like this is what I would like to be when I grow up.
I feel
But
like it needs to be much bigger, maybe not a ton bigger, but I'm actually liking the direction that it's
I
going
like
in.
it.
But
It's fun.
it has a lot of fabric in there. Like it looks like, see,
Well,
there's that
and
paper
you
I
have a
borrowed from
clear
somebody.
color story situation
That's a thing. I don't
going on
know.
here.
I don't know. Improv was fun because I finally just started like whacking things and
Yeah,
then sewing them back together and then whacking things. And then it started turning out pretty cool. But other people's things, because I took a couple classes and other people had very different directions. And you could tell who loved color, who didn't love color, who was very into triangles, who was very uncomfortable with the whole situation,
that would be
who
me.
was already really comfortable with the situation, and then you had me who was like the only person that used white, and it was like, well,
Well,
you
because
can't
you
say color without
understand,
white.
yeah, you need to give the eye a place to rest, even if it's a low volume situation like
And
what
I
you
was
have going
trying to
on there.
give the idea of like stacks of paper
Hmm.
anyways, and like, and we're, hey, it is what it is. I have another quilt to show too that this is from our cruise.
It is. This is Chantel also went on a cruise.
I did.
And
I went on a cruise, and while on a cruise, I made the project for the cruise.
yes, so this is going to be the center block for the
Yep.
project that we are doing on our Mediterranean quilting cruise in October. And I will put the link in there so Ray and John will be happy with me.
And you can
But
see the back,
Chantel,
which is also
you
satisfying.
you go ahead and tell them about it while I go and find the link.
Okay. So, the project is English paper piecing, which a lot of people get a little intimidated about because it's all handwork, but it is handwork for somebody who, as long as you can paste something to a piece of paper, you essentially can make precision happen. So all of these points and things like that happen because there's paper in the back. So what we're going to cover in the class is essentially being able to make some type of kaleidoscoped center. You'll see I have a flower that shows up in the center that's actually points that come together to make that flower. You'll learn how to work with stripes and make the optical illusion that they're all connecting. And then we have a lot of opportunities out here for like a mirrored situation and a lot of individual fussy cutting areas. And then just how to integrate a background and know, like, if you wanted to make your own English paper piecing eventually, knowing that maybe you don't have half pieces, you just use the full pieces. And then when you go to finish, we'll go over how to finish the project, essentially, how to take the papers out, and then how to trim it so that these extra pieces of fabric aren't hanging off the end anymore.
So Chantel is taking the center of it, and we're designing essentially a wall hanging that's inspired by Mediterranean tile work because we're going to be in the Mediterranean. We're going to be seeing all this beautiful tile probably everywhere we go. So we
Yes.
wanted to have the project be kind of its own souvenir. So she's got the center. And then I am designing the outer corners and then a border that's going to be done with foundation paper piecing. So you're going to learn English paper piecing, which is a hand skill, and you're going to learn foundation paper piecing, which is on the
Right.
machine, both of which allow you to get really gorgeous, beautiful angles that are would be almost nearly impossible to get
Mm-hmm.
without swearing at your sewing machine a lot, um, without it.
And yeah,
So you will go home with new skills, and the project is small enough and manageable enough to where you will be able to get it done on C days if you are an industrious quilter. If
if
you
not,
are slower or you are there mainly for social hour or you just want to enjoy the vibes, that's cool too. We will make sure you have the skills you need to finish at
right.
home.
No
But
matter what, your
yeah,
skills will be in the briefcase to come home with you.
yeah.
Like,
But if you're somebody who's generally kind of a fast sewer, you will probably be able to get your
I
top done while you're
practiced.
there.
I did it on a cruise,
You
only
did.
in the amount of time that I had available. So I could prove to myself that this is doable in one cruise.
Yes. So, like, the background for today's episode is Chantel's block on a lounge chair overlooking the Gulf.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
that was
it was
gorgeous.
beautiful. I want to be on vacation again.
I want to
That
be
was
on
nice.
vacation. I had a week, quite the week. I actually I realized I have news too. I can't show anything. I can't, not a single thing. But I can tell you I turned in the designs for my second fabric collection this week. So that's very exciting. And I received strike offs for my first fabric collection.
What's a strike
Um,
off?
a strike off, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm doing batiks and I'm trying to do modern batik, which
So
is,
you're thinking in
yeah,
this realm here.
that's a batik. And we did what we
They're
could with what
individually
was
dyed.
available. Um, I have to plug my thing in because it is yelling at me. One second.
So she's saying there's just not a lot of these
Yeah.
rainbow color batiks available, and
So there have
make
been attempts to do modern batiks in the past. I'm certainly not the first, and Chantel and I would like to
figure
make
that out
something
too.
happen to bring modern to the batik world, and that might be happening. We shall see.
We'll
Um,
see.
we have inroads, and people are excited, so it might happen.
We're crossing our
Um,
fingers.
but anyway, so we wanted to be really light. I wanted to be really light and bright, and but also with good contrast. Like I know some of them have like a very deep black background for some of mine, and so when you design a batik, you design a chop. So that is basically a stamp that is hand stamped in the fabric, and
Mhm.
whatever is underneath the stamp and the wax is the color that is held. So in my case, usually it's some sort of neon rainbow
So
situation.
they dye it, they
Yeah,
put the chop on,
yep.
then
And
they
then they
erase the
bleach
color.
it. And
Yeah.
so, and then they add whatever your background color is. So in my case, it's like charcoals and blacks. And there's one I wanted it to be as close to white as possible. Um, so those came. And when it's a batik, they send you a lot of different color options, way more than you're ever going to need. And then you have to narrow that down into something that's cohesive. And I have not even opened the box yet because I want to do it on camera because I feel like I want to have that reaction captured and it's not something that I can like
Oh yeah.
recreate. So it's still sitting like on a chair by my front door, like this very large box. And I'm like, I need to get into that, but it was just been a week and a half. So that'll probably be a weekend project for me is to get into
It's going to
that.
be very
So
cool to see what
it
you've
is.
done.
And honestly, I feel like each time I'm doing it, I'm learning a little something. Like I took a class on Skillshare on how to do a half drop repeat, which was I went from having
No.
a a small idea of what the concept was to actually being able to do it within about an hour's time span.
We've talked about Skillshare
Yeah,
before. I'm a huge
yeah,
fan of Skillshare. I buy my subscription every year and I sit there and watch random videos about how to do things because I'm an
yeah.
information hoarder. And I just watched a video the other day about doing a standard repeat
Hmm.
in fabric design while stuck on a flight that was delayed by several hours.
Well, and that's going to be my next step. So I learned how to do the half drop repeat, and I had already designed a couple of cool textures. But then once I figured out how to do the half drop repeat, I was like, okay, I am going to take all the elements that I just included in this like hero print, and then I'm going to take that and make the rest of my prints. So that way everything
Mm-hmm.
ties back to that hero print. Like if you think Tula Pink, she'll have a hero print, and then the
Mm-hmm.
elements from that get separated out and become the rest of the collection. And so that was very grounding for me to be able to do that. So I still have a couple other designs that I'm kind of saving back for potential like textures that would make good blenders at some point. But like that was my learning curve for this one. And I feel like when I get to open the box and I get to look and see how they combine color, that will give me more knowledge on how to combine color in the next one. Because what I want to do is take the 8 colors that I determined for the first one, and I want to tweak them enough to where we're still very bright and neon,
Right. So a lot
but
of these
they're
fabrics go
different.
together,
Yeah.
but they're different. And it's just that I have a certain like Tula's stuff for example, she's a great example, or even Tilda for that matter. It doesn't matter what
Or Allison
collection of it
Glass.
is.
Yeah, they
It
all
all
go
kind of
together.
speaks to each other. They all work together.
Yeah. So
So,
that's super exciting to be able to do that and to learn
yay.
from it. And I can't show I literally cannot show you anything because I am not allowed to show anything until
I'm
it's
not even allowed to
released
see anything.
on I mean I did send you a picture, but I told her I might have to murder her if she shares it anywhere.
I'm not even
But
allowed.
but that once it's officially released, that's when I get to share it with everybody. But we're just nowhere near that.
So what is
Sounds
that
like
date?
Joan is coming. I have no idea, Chantel. Do I have the schedule for any of this? No. I just am jump when I'm told. I ask how high
Yay,
when they
Joan
tell
will
me
be
to jump.
there.
Joan's coming! Yay! How exciting! So it's so
That's
anybody
awesome.
who's interested in the cruise, you can click on that link and fill out the PDF. It doesn't obligate you to anything. It just lets Ray and John know you're interested. They're going to reach out with some more
Right.
information. Um, we'll email you and say, "Hey, thanks. I'm behind on doing my emails because I was like dying all of last month."
And I
Um,
was gone.
Yes, but we're trying. I finally made
We're
myself a
trying.
to-do list. I hadn't made myself a to-do list in like a month. I was like, I have to
Oh,
do
that's
it.
what it is.
There's too many things that fell behind. I have to do all the things now. So I'm hoping by Sunday I'll be sufficiently not feeling like my head is underwater anymore. So,
I hope
but yeah,
you've had the rough February.
I did. And work was a challenge. So, like not quilting work, like my day job work, but um, when you're sick and trying to work and
It's a thing.
it is a
And you
thing.
have kids, and the kids are sick too, and
Oh, I
projectile
know.
vomiting.
Oh yeah, I cleaned things off the wall that you don't want to have to clean off the wall yesterday. That was really fun for me.
That was great. That was great.
Ray and John were like, "You can't wait for October, can you?" I'm like, "No, I
Nope.
can't. Nope.
Nope. We're ready.
I need to
I just got
go."
back from a vacation and I'm already ready.
I know, but
That's awesome.
those are fun. So, what else about QuiltCon?
Oh, QuiltCon. I mean, QuiltCon itself was amazing. I was there with Gwendolyn. Some of you guys might know of Gwendolyn. She's been in our group a few times, and then Brittany, who is also usually on here, which I'm kind of surprised she's not on here. Tip, 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 tip.
She
But
told me she was writing a lot lately. Some
she
ideas are
has,
flowing
yeah,
for her.
she has a lot of kids
Yeah,
and
she has 4 children and a job and is writing a book and
all the things. And so, you know, it's fine. But I got to see my buddies. It was the first time I went to a QuiltCon with actual friends, not just showing up and meeting people as I
meeting
went
people.
along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Turned out that Gwendolyn is very much a night owl,
Ch
and I am
Chantel's
not.
like, I don't know how to sleep. I need to go back to my regular sleep schedule.
I don't know how to do this. I was trying really hard. And she's like, "Don't you ever stay up?" And it's like, no. Don't you ever
Only on Fridays.
She stays up till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh yeah,
And
no.
yeah, man, I'm just so used to having kids that 2 and 3 in the morning is like the time that my dog gets me up to go to the bathroom because he's old.
I mean,
Like
I
that's what that
have
is.
like the last time, the week between Christmas
It's
and New
rare.
Year's, I went to my parents because I had the kids home. I needed help
Were
watching
you
them so that I
reading?
could work. I was writing. So I was like, my parents
That's
never
different.
watch this. My parents don't watch this. And so this is our secret, you, me, and the entire internet.
You, me, and
Um,
the entire internet.
I like get to a point in my day where I need to write to relax. This is what
Yeah.
quilting used to do for me, and now it's writing. And so, like
This is my nap time.
back when quilting was a hobby, like this is now like and there's different types of it for me. Like editing doesn't do it for me. Like if I'm line editing, that is a fully brain functional situation. But creating new content, that is a very calming situation for me. So like if I've worked all day and then I'm trying to manage my children and make sure they're behaving themselves like grandma and no-nos and not making messes. And then, by the time 9:30 comes around, my brain is like it feels like an addiction Like I like am like literally like itchy.
You're
Like
like
I need to go
spazzing.
do it. Like I need to go be by myself now. So
You
I'm
got
like,
like the
I'm
restless
tired. I'm
legs.
gonna go to bed. And then one night I literally wrote until 3 a.m. and then regretted my life choices the next day. And I was like, I am 41 years old. It's okay if I stay up till 3 in the morning and I'm tired the
Yeah,
next
but
day.
you
I'll just
pay
get a
for it.
coffee. You do. I definitely did.
But
But
it was like multiple days of staying up.
I
And
know.
then I still woke up at 6 in the morning, like basically every single day. And I had classes and stuff like that because I kind of overwhelmed myself because information hoarder. So,
Yeah.
and but I learned a lot of really cool things. I took a class on needle turn applique, got some really good tips on that. It's not that I didn't know
Which
how to do
type
it.
of needle turn did you do? There's so many.
Oh, well,
Like,
that
did
is a
you do
question I wasn't ready for.
did you do spray starch? Did you
No,
just
I
do
mean like
Hawaiian?
like
Okay.
classic, learning how to do leaves and circles and things like that,
Hmm.
but essentially getting it under, pinching
Yeah,
it and sewing
doing the
around
thing.
and getting it under, yeah, and pinching it and going around. But I loved her style.
Hmm.
Uh, it was very it was very bold and she's the one that had the tilde dots as a
Hmm.
background for some of her florals and things like that she was doing. And that's where I was like, I have to have tilde dots because it looked so
You needed
pretty.
some for
It
yourself.
looked so pretty
I
with the
was
Anna Maria.
actually, so we're going to be changing a little bit of content direction on Quilt Addicts Anonymous because
Not too
a,
bad though. I mean,
a
not crazy.
a big thing happened today, and that was I was able to repurchase my intellectual property. Um,
Yeah, I wish I
which
had the
mean, I
applause
know, right?
button. Like, yeah,
Which
she
means
bought
I
back her
now
property. She owns all her
personally
stuff
own
again.
I personally own all my quilt patterns again. I personally own all the quilts behind me. I personally own my long arm. It's not in a business name anymore. So
That
this is
means if
all
she posts a pattern online, that goes back
that
to
means
her.
yeah, I get to make money off of Quilt Addicts Anonymous again, which is fabulous and very exciting and a big, big day. So I have to film
Way to
a life.
hide the,
I know, right?
lead there. I mean, you really buried that.
I did.
Like, I have a
Um,
fabric line, not I bought back all my intellectual property. That's
I
huge.
did. I mean, it is huge. And there'll be a video, like a video specifically about things that are happening. But I was thinking the reason why it triggered me is because we're going to be going back to more videos coming out. Because I really kind of had to take a break while all the back end ducks were getting in a row. Um, but now I get to rock and roll again, which is very exciting. How many cliches can I fit into this segment, do you think?
At
Probably
least 12.
several more. Let's see if we can get some more. But um, I was thinking what I should do is some mug rugs of applique because that's a really quick and easy project. Because what I want to be able to do for you guys is, I mean, I have 150 quilt patterns that I can share projects of all day, every day. What I haven't done in a long time
Little
is
stuff.
just technique videos. And I know you guys love the techniques because I hear from you guys all the time how
This
I'm
is
able
what
to
we
take
pay classes
something.
for.
I know, but I think people really
But
enjoy
no, no, no.
like,
I'm just saying
yeah,
people will pay for that at the
yeah.
same time to be able to get those techniques from you
Hmm.
is huge for so many people because we don't know where to get that. Where was I going to
Yeah.
learn needle turn applique if it wasn't in a class, across the country? Unless I knew somebody. We
Well,
all know somebody
and
right there in front
that's
of
what I want
us.
to kind of focus on is just quick hit, not quick in terms of like 90 seconds or less, you're barely going to know what you're doing, but like here's how you do feasible applique. Here's the big things you need to know. Here's a little project you can practice on, and I'm going to make a mug rug. And then let's follow that up with spray starch applique, which is my favorite way of doing applique if you're going to be doing it by hand. And how do you do that? What are some different
Mhm.
ways and techniques you can do it? And just a nice short video to where if that's something you're interested in doing, you can watch it, try it out at home.
Like a
And
series,
yeah,
really.
basically,
A
basically.
series of technique videos, which I think a lot of us could stand to benefit from things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
we all know what our flaws are when it comes to sewing.
And
Like they
honestly,
stand out because it's quilting.
and at the same time, Quilt Addicts Anonymous was a business. It will be a business again. once I can get a few more, you know, things
Things in
lined up on
order.
the back end. But before, we made money on our fabric sales and we made money on YouTube ads too, but that was a drop in the bucket compared to what we made on fabric sales.
Fashion. Yeah.
And now I'm going to sell my fabric only as a pre-order.
Right.
But I'm not getting back in the fabric game. Not going to happen. Don't have the space for it. Don't want to have the space for it. Um,
You
so
had
it's
an
going to be,
accidental quilt store,
I
is what
did.
you've always said.
I did. I absolutely did not plan on getting into it. It happened. I'm glad I did it.
And
It
it
was
was
fun.
good.
Yeah, it was good while it lasted. And then the whole economy changed and
Hmm.
I couldn't pivot fast enough because we had grown too big to move quickly. And so to be able to do tips videos and here's technique videos that people like, I watch the same video from my favorite baking channel every single time I need to make buttercream frosting, every
It's
single
true.
time. And I will watch the same video every time I need to remember how to do a jogless stripe when I'm knitting, because these are details that I forget. Like I've done it before, but I
Right.
need a refresher. And I would
And
love to be that person where you're like, I cannot remember how to
yeah,
do the fusible applique. I'm just going to rewatch that video. And I would love to share that kind of knowledge with you guys and have that be like the go-to for you guys.
I think that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's needed too. Like to be able to, you know how annoying it is when you go to find something online. You don't know how to fix something. You go online and you find a video and you think it's going to be the perfect video. And then you wait for like 8 minutes for the person to actually get to the point.
Yeah.
And then they kind of brush over the point, and then you just wasted 8 minutes.
Yeah. No,
Like
I want it to be
trying,
like,
but I
here's how
know
we do.
you. I
Yeah.
know you will like be the person that's like, this is a resource.
Yeah.
You clicked on the resource is going to give you what you need. Now, if you need other resources, here's a list of these other resources. If
Yeah.
that's not
It's
what you
gonna,
wanted, you didn't want needle turn applique. You wanted fusible applique. Here's a video for that.
yeah.
And you won't just drag it on and on and on and on.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Because
I'm
it'll
thinking
be
of my
like,
husband trying to fix things. He watches these videos on motorcycles, and oh my gosh, they last forever because they're so excited to talk about their motorcycle.
exactly.
like,
No, it's going to
like,
be like, here's how you do feasible applique. Here's how the template differs, how you got to prep it different,
right.
depending on if it's needle turn or spray starch versus fusible, because fusible is always going to be a reverse. Here's how you prep your fusible paper. Here's what I recommend and why you want a window. And then there's a really cool trick anytime you're trying to do wavy lines,
Mm-hmm.
where if you cut it on the bias, you can make that sucker wave all over the place. So if you did like a flower stem, you just cut that sucker on the bias thin enough and you can make that
You can
move
kind of iron it
wherever
into
you
it's
want it to go.
like a
Yeah,
snake.
exactly. And that
Yeah.
is when I saw that for the first time, I was like, that is the coolest thing I
But
have
then
ever seen.
Stephanie and I
And
have differing opinions about some things. I think it'd be fun to do some videos that's like Team Stephanie or Team Chantel because
oh yeah,
I use a very different fusible than you. And I swear by Steam Esteem 2 Light. And you're like, no, it's got to be Heat and Bond.
I
It
use
doesn't have to be,
it
but
could be either
like
way. Yeah.
I love Steam Esteem 2 Light because it like is a sticker and you can put
Is
it
it a
on there, but
paperback situation?
it it's a paperback. Actually, I have some right here. It's
Yeah.
it's this kind of situation, but it works like a sticker. So if you have like my coat that I was working on, I
Hmm.
was able to lay everything out
And
while it
decide
was
where you want it to
hanging
be.
up and it doesn't fall.
So one other really cool thing that I should probably put in the video is that if you have ever anything that you're layering on top of each other, you
Mm-hmm.
can do that on a piece of applique pressing sheet and it will not stick to it. You can
Yes,
then
I
peel
would
it
love
off
to
and
learn
do
that
that. And that
because
is
I
a really
have the
fun trick.
pressing sheet. I
Yeah.
have the pressing sheet, but I'm intimidated by it because I can't believe that it would actually work the way that it seems like something that would just get stuck to my iron.
Yeah. No, it totally works. It's awesome.
See, this is the stuff we need to know. Everybody agrees. They're like, we want to learn it.
In fact, I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of applique sock monkeys from a very early pattern in Tula Pink's monkey wrench already cut and ready to go for this,
Oh, I
Chantel.
know who this quilt is for.
Maybe I'll do one and
I
then give
call
the
it.
rest to you. Here you go. You
I
may
call
have my
it.
UFO
That's
and
my favorite line. I know that it
have fun with
wasn't
it.
everybody's favorite one, but oh my gosh, that is my absolute
That
favorite.
is the one Tula line that I ever bought that we had to clearance out in order to get it out of the store. The only one.
I didn't know any better at the time. But
Yeah.
monkeys holding little wrenches, they're even purple and I still love them.
Dude, I think I can see it from here on my UFO wall. I'm gonna go get it now.
I want to
Uh,
see this.
I want to see. This was like the first pad. It's gonna be story time here, is what it is.
If it wasn't story time already.
Oh, this one is really good story. This is kind of like how Stephanie became Quilt Addicts Anonymous. So
I
I
mean, that
had,
has been, that dates you, you know, Monkey Wrench was
oh, it's even
2018
predates
or
that.
19.
So here, here's the pattern. This was my original. Moda had this forever, this like monkey fabric.
Okay.
And I still have, oh, they do have them. They are ready to go. So this is the original. I had somebody who commissioned me to make a sock monkey quilt for their niece or nephew, whoever was coming. And so I
Who
drew
is
up the
now 12?
pattern.
No, I'm kidding.
Probably, actually, yes, it probably definitely 12. So I drew up the pattern and I made it work. And you can see how all the stitching goes around there. And this is a lot of pieces. And so you have to window it, which means you are cutting out. I literally have all this ready to go. It's like I prepped it, but I probably prepped it years ago. So like here's a piece. And I can see like where the overlap is. So like that is where I would want to
Hmm.
keep. And then I would cut out all the center area because you don't want this to be super thick and nasty
Right.
and have all that fusible in it. Some of it you can't avoid. Like I think it's underneath these arms. But there actually is a video tutorial on how to do this pattern somewhere on the internet that I put
Oh my
out there.
gosh.
But I think I had my husband help me. Yeah, I do. I have all the fusible already cut and bagged up for every one of my little monkeys. And then I have some Tula Pink putty for the background and some more of this guy.
Oh,
And
you're
then
killing me.
I was going to make all my monkeys out of my little situation here. And I never got around to it. So I'm gonna have to do that at some point. Because apparently I have everything cut and ready to go. And so I'll make one and then I'm gonna send the rest to Chantel and that'll be your birthday present early.
Good.
Sound good?
Because, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I still have a million projects to do, but my son is obsessed with sock monkeys.
Yeah,
And my mother, her toy as a child, she had a robot and a sock monkey named Bobo. And I call my son Bobo
yeah.
because
But
he's the
like
sock monkey guy. Oh my gosh, look at that.
this is the perfect example. So you take this and you lay it underneath your applique pressing sheet, which is transparent enough to where you can see it.
Yes,
And
I
then
don't think mine's right here, but
you get all your pieces windowed and fused, and then you're able to lay it out piece by piece with this underneath and your applique pressing sheet. So you have monkeys that look consistent as opposed to looking very haphazard, which can happen
right.
very easily. Um, so look at this. I even gave myself notes and I appear to have cut everything. Past
This is why
Stephanie
we
was
make notes.
organized. And
Actually,
this is also why I use this as a project bin because I have everything I need to do two sock
I
monkey
know,
quilts
and
inside of it with my notes and pattern.
you're converting me to the project bins. I just got to find a place for them. I'm looking around like, nope, nope, nope,
If you
nope,
clean
nope.
out your closet a little more,
Remember that time you were gonna come over and help me clean out my closet?
we were going to lock ourselves inside and name all the characters from my book.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's how far I got.
We need to do
is
that at some point.
yeah, this closet. Well, so I have a wonderful closet, guys. It's as big as most people's place to keep any of their sewing stuff, truthfully. It is not, it's a large walk-in closet, but the cabinets that we put in there, they're not even cabinets. They're like metal shelves and they're really deep. They're
Hmm.
not ideal for holding fabric. And so I'd really like to take those out and put in something a little more appropriate, like a Billy bookcase kind of thing
Hmm.
with glass doors for a good portion of it, so that I have my fabric protected. But then I'd like to keep one or two of those shelves so that I can have the project bins and my backings and things like
Hmm.
that on there. So there's a plan, but there's also a lot of extra stuff in there that
Yeah.
doesn't belong in there. And it's easy to keep it in there because it's in the bottom of the basement in the back corner. So
Why not?
it's not hurting anything until you realize that I should have project bins of sock monkeys, like
I
my friend
I
Stephanie.
am currently creating a presentation for my day job about downsizing, Chantal. I could send it to you and you could take the
I
tips and
might. The irony of all that. My interior
oh,
design friend taking the downsizing tips from the person that is good on moving. I've
oh
moved
my
so
gosh.
many times, but I have a passion for the weird and the eccentric, and a lot of it is like that extra stuff that's just
You're not gonna
like,
find again.
no, it's weird
Like
and
my
eccentric. I
piano
have a
lamp that my
lamp.
in-laws throughout.
I was just gonna say I have a lamp collection of mid-century modern lamps that need fixed back there. I don't have enough tables in this house for the amount of lamps that I have back there, but
There's a guy in Peoria who fixes lamps. I was going to
I
bring
fix
mine to him.
lamps. I know how to fix lamps.
I wish
I've
I would have known
rewired
that.
at least 12 lamps.
I don't need to rewire. I was missing a screw that had come out during shipment, and it was the coolest piano lamp ever. And so like the bulb was just
Oh
hanging
yeah,
down. And my in-laws, they don't see the weird cool. They see this is
weird.
not functional. You need one that's functional. So I came back from my Alaska trip, and that coolest, never gonna find it again piano lamp is nowhere to be seen in my house. And
They got rid of it?
I have a boring black one instead. Does it work? Yes. Is it cool and look gorgeous in my piano situation?
Hmm.
No, it does not. So
Oh,
it's very
I'd
sad.
really get upset if I think my in-laws know though. I got upset once because they ate my leftovers because I'm an only child
Ah,
and I didn't understand. Like, clearly, I brought home my leftovers, and like my brother in law, future brother in law at the time, ate them, and they got really, really mad at him. So the next time he ate my leftovers, he left like 35 cents in the fridge and said, "Sorry about your loss."
oh goodness.
Because he ate like three wings, and he said, on the used market,
That's what they're
these
worth.
wings are worth 35 cents.
Oh my gosh.
Not even kidding. Really
I could
funny
see him doing
family.
that. I met him once and I could totally see him doing that.
Yeah. So he left coins in the fridge and was like, yeah, sorry about your loss. They were really tasty, but on the used market, they're only worth 35 cents.
That was there a note to go with it?
Yes, there was a note in the fridge, this crappy lettering, like next to the wrapper that was holding my Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's funny.
Yeah, I
I feel
didn't
like
realize that
Buffalo Wild
families eat
Wings
other people.
should be at least like 70%
I
for
mean,
B-dubs.
this was like probably 18 years ago.
Okay. Inflation.
And it was probably a Wednesday night, and I had already eaten some. I thought it was a cheap cop out too, personally. I just
Well,
wanted my wings for breakfast. But
I
apparently, some families eat each other's leftovers. I learned a lot when I came into a real family.
I am not a leftover person. Like once I've had it's like me and fabric. Once I've had the experience once, I really don't
Oh
need it
no,
a second time.
I'm a leftover person all the way.
I will eat other like when I was at your house and I had the cheesy potatoes. Oh my
Oh, those are
gosh.
great.
They did not love me, but I love them.
But I loved them. Yeah. I love those cheesy potatoes. I
I
will eat
need
anything leftover.
I need some
Almost
lactate if
anything.
I'm gonna have your cheesy potatoes ever
Yeah, the
again.
cheesy
Let me just
potatoes are
say.
great. I mean, it is a Midwest delicacy. It has the
Yes.
cornflakes. It's got the Velveeta. It's got some type of frozen potato thing in it.
So
I
is
mean,
there
you
real
can't go wrong.
food in the cheesy potato?
Well, I mean, define real.
This is like when you go to a Midwest thing and they're like, I brought the salad. And it's like, this is not
And
salad. This
it's
is
like
Jello and
literally
Cool Whip.
Snickers salad.
This is a dessert.
Like, no, I'm sure there's something real in there. Sometimes I buy the potatoes that have the peppers and onions in it. Yeah,
That counts.
it's very real.
For years, my family would make this Cool Whip salad. It was like a giant thing of Cool Whip, maybe two of them, and pistachio jello and crushed pineapple. And I would
Yep,
never eat it because it was green. And I'm like, I'm not eating this green thing.
it's
And
scary
then
looking.
one year at Christmas, I
Goddess
ate,
salad or
I
whatever.
like I tried it. And sometimes depending on which Midwestern potluck you're at, they put mini marshmallows in it too.
Yes.
This is all you have to do. Just
Oh, I
stir the
have a
stuff
whole
together.
cookbook
You're
of
good to go.
this.
And I ate so much of it. I was like 19. It looked like I was pregnant. I had stuffed myself with this to the point where I got sick later that night. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I went too
I
far. I should not have eaten all the green jello. Uh,
That's funny. My aunt worked at a bank
mhm.
and in central Illinois by the Quad Cities. And so I have these two cookbooks from her from the bank. They're called Recipes on Loan. And the other one is Behind Barbed Wire, which was a recipe book that my mom got me from the people that worked at the prison that she worked at.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So these recipe books are chock filled with like Midwest core recipes, such as your salads that are not salads,
Your hot dish.
your hot dish casserole,
Yep.
you know, your dessert that probably has more calories than anything you've ever, consumed for a meal.
Things that go in a jello mold that should never be put in a jello mold.
Things that have alcohol put in it that probably shouldn't have alcohol put in it. And random sauces. Because that's another thing. It's like, oh, you have to whip up this sauce for your chicken or whatever. Like they are the funniest books, but I use them religiously.
So I took in February a medieval life course through
This
our
is
local
really fun.
college, and it was very, very fun. And I learned a lot, and it was a lot of good background material that I can use for the romantasy book I'm working on. But for the last day, we did a medieval potluck. And
Oh, how did
so
that go?
it was really good. So I'm gonna have to remake this. I made a red wine pork shoulder roast. And it would have been spit roasted. It was in the Christmas and courtly feasting section of the book. And my
They
husband
gave
had to
you a
like,
book? They gave you a recipe book?
oh,
Do
I already
those
had a recipe
Oh,
book
I was gonna say, does
because,
this go with the
yeah,
Behind Barbed Wire cookbook
probably not.
or the
No,
bank, the recipes on loan book?
there's a lot of fish dishes that I will never try out of this, like not one. And there's a lot of onions because that's what they had. And
Tell them
like,
about the potato thing.
I did not realize potatoes were not a thing in medieval times because potatoes, even though we associate them with Ireland and like the Irish potato famine, they are a New World food. And so they use turnips in place of potatoes. Apparently, you can mash them and eat them, roast them any way you would a potato. And so, where we would eat potatoes for everything, they would eat turnips for everything. So, this thing was so good. My husband had to go and get like a 4 pound pork loin, had the butcher cut it. And literally, the recipe was so flippin' easy. You had to stab the thing in the fat, and then you put together this like spice mixture, and I used red cooking wine because the liquor section was closed on a Sunday morning when he went to go get it.
Oh
And
yeah, that's very Illinois.
oh yeah. So then I just poured it over and set the thing in the oven. I had to have it go at a high temp for like 10 minutes and then at a
So it
low
like
temp
glazed it.
for
Yeah.
like 2.5 hours. And this thing was so good. And then there was like a sauce that you made up at the end where you added in some chicken stock. And oh my God, it was the dish. Everybody really liked it. So,
That's awesome. What were some of the other dishes though? Like what
um, there's a lot of stew. Lamb was
was
used a
turkey
lot.
legs a thing? Or is turkey
Turkey
legs just a
legs
pretend thing?
was no, it was a thing. But
Who has turkey legs
it
just hanging
probably would be
around?
more of like a pheasant situation
Okay.
because that was more, I think, more common then. But yeah,
I
having a
had some
giant leg of
weird
something.
bird dishes when I was on my cruise because we were in the retreat area and sometimes you would look at the menu and you'd be like, I don't know what that is. Is that a fish or a bird? And John would be like, I'm not sure if it's a fish or a bird. And we'd be like, let's find out. Let's
Yeah.
order it. And then it would show up and you'd be like, that's a bird.
I
Kind of like a
learned
pheasant.
I learned after the Caesar salad when we were on our first cruise. I did not
Anchovies.
realize that Caesar salads were made with anchovies because
Yep.
I'm in the Midwest and you just like hack up some wedge, iceberg lettuce and
Yep.
call it a day, man. And throw some croutons on, you're good. And maybe Parmesan cheese if you're lucky. And all of a sudden I'm
Maybe. The
tasting like
powdered stuff.
anchovies and I'm just like, oh, I didn't realize that. So then I learned after that, if I didn't know what a thing was, I was Googling it to figure out if it was a fish.
See,
And
I prefer to not know sometimes what I'm eating. Like I got something put in front of me and it was like the texture of this piece is different than that piece. There was not a strong language barrier, but at a certain point they're telling you so much. You have a sommelier telling you about the wines. You have the water person asking if you want still water or, you know, carbonated water. And then you have the guy saying something about maybe a liver, and you're like, okay, whatever. And so then you start biting into things and you realize this isn't the bird's leg. Okay, well, we're just going to keep chewing because there's all this stuff going on. And you're like, maybe this is where that word liver came in.
so I have
Yeah,
I have one ex-boyfriend who I remained friends with afterwards. And I had dinner with him in
I had
Chicago.
none.
It was only one. Only one. And I dinner with him in Chicago right before I was supposed to go meet a friend for her bachelorette party. And one thing leads to another, and we end up daring each other to eat duck testicles and order the
Oh,
dish that has the
God.
duck testicles. I vomited in his car the way to get to this bachelorette party
I swear this is fabric
everywhere.
related, but
Oh
just
God.
upholstery related mostly.
I showed I showed up with an air freshener the next day and I was like, I'm so sorry.
I'm really sorry.
Ah, this is what happens. We're talking about one thing and then we get to cruises and all the food on it, and then somehow we end up with
And then
Stephanie
somehow we
eating
end
duck
up.
testicles.
I mean,
And
I live
I
by
don't recommend it.
Tremont.
Don't do it.
They they have a turkey testicle festival somewhere nearby where I live. It's a thing.
Apparently,
I
there's
mean,
protein in it.
a
We've
lot of
devolved
fixed.
significantly. We're an hour in. I'm sorry if we just like jumped the shark for you.
We love you all. We'll
Oh
try to
goodness.
stay a little bit
This is
relevant, but
before I
I
had
you
children. Like
let's show them more
it was a
fabric.
different one. Yeah, that sounds good. We got
I
off
haven't
track.
even opened
Are
this
those
one.
pens?
Trinkety, yes. I
Okay.
I love office supplies. Not just office supplies, but office supply related things and then food related things. So,
Obviously, you have the entire like Sharpie rainbow behind you.
yeah, and that's not even all of them. I have like upstairs Sharpies and downstairs Sharpies.
I
Although that is my
have
primary way of drawing and sketching is
I
Sharpie.
have in my drawer a significant amount of alcohol pens, which I learned were not a really good idea to use in my closed indoor basement. And
Oh yeah,
I was having
they have a
a very
stench.
good time
I have some
when
of
I was
those
coloring
too
in.
over here. I got all my old Prismacolors over here
Yeah.
too that they it was really fun in college when we were all in rendering and
Hmm.
we're all using them and it's like
Yeah. No,
I can't breathe.
I when I was doing my half drop repeat for my fabric line, I was like I did it in pencil first, but then I wanted to get it all in black with
Right.
the alcohol ink so that I could get it scanned and manipulate it in the computer a little easier. And like, I'm really proud of what I turned in. I just want to say. I don't know what anybody thinks of it yet because nobody's emailed me back because they've also had quite the busy week. But I'm proud of what I turned in, and I think it's very cohesive, and I think it's fun.
Wait, did I even get to see what you had turned
I
in? I feel
texted
like
you all the things. You get to see
yeah,
all
the
the secret
problem,
things.
okay. The problem is that you also text me just all of the things. So
This is
it's
true.
not just related things. It's very unrelated things. And some of those things you'll have to put in there, like she'll put in, do not consume around children. Use with headphones. You know,
I sent
because
her
one
a
time she
video.
sent me something and she didn't put a trigger warning on it and it
Look,
starts yelling something very inappropriate in front of other people in an airport or whatever.
it was
And
not I just want to say it was something that would help if you've had multiple children and maybe if you cross your legs every time you sneeze. And so it was this like gamified device that was supposed to help with that situation. And I thought, I'm going to share this with Chantel, not thinking Chantel's on a cruise and she's going to play this with
open
the
this
volume
up
loud.
while in O'Hare Airport and find out. I'm like, now everybody thinks that I'm into weird things. Like everybody, not just my algorithm that is now messed up, but
Oh, I told you about mine.
everybody.
Mine is very messed up right now. But
We
look,
well, we
I
send each
see.
other things that try to mess up each other's algorithm. I mean, that's part of the goal. Like, would you be a good friend if you only gave them things that, made them think, oh ho ho? No, you want them to laugh.
I regularly come across taxidermied squirrels in
It's true.
stripper gear, and I send them all to Chantel because I know she'll laugh.
Because I
Uh,
because I have one
she is
faux
a fancy
taxidermied
animal
animal. And
bathroom.
I have this bath. I should probably tour this bathroom at one point
You
because it's
should.
hilarious. I have this bathroom where all the decorations in it are fancy animals. And most of them are in regal attire, or I mean, there's Mr. T and Einstein as well. There's the Queen as a chicken holding
Yep.
a corgi, which is really funny to me because there's literally the Queen as a chicken holding an actual corgi. And so I have all of these prints up in my bathroom, and I have this big gilded mirror that was my mother's. That's a very like Louis the Fourth, Louis the Fifth. Like I don't think a frame can get much thicker than
Yeah,
it is on that mirror. That thing
it's
is like
Chantel and I talk about we like quirky. We're not joking.
no,
Like we really like
no. Like
quirky.
if you got the right taxidermied animal, that thing would be holding your towel for you.
Yeah.
Like although I met a quirkier couple, an even quirkier couple on the cruise. They were very into cars and things like that. And his love 1 year gift, anniversary gift to her was a hearse that had been completely redone
Yeah,
just for her.
that's love and that's some extra spending money is what that is.
Right. And so this is like her Sunday car is her hearse. And I was like, I feel so normal. It's so awesome.
That would make you feel normal.
It really did. It made me feel like a little sad. I mean, I was like, I have a three-wheel golf cart. They're like, we have a hearse. Like, oh, misjudged you.
Someday
You
I'm
guys
gonna
did
get you
better.
a taxidermied squirrel in a weird outfit. It's gonna happen someday.
I have a squirrel that is wearing a proper suit in my bathroom.
Is it
He's newer.
taxidermied?
No, well, no, but he looks very real. I know.
Yes.
It's very random. So I have this whole bathroom of like because where do you put these things, right? You put them in the bathroom so that people are forced to be uncomfortable.
And you're just sitting in there, you're looking at it. She also has a fake poop, like the one you would like hide a key in, like
Yeah,
so that no one wants to touch it. And I remember looking at it the first time I was in, and I was
it's this
like,
whole
I would,
family joke. We like
and she
move it
had
around
like
the house.
she had four dogs at the time. And I'm like, is that a real one? And then I'm like looking at it, and I have dogs too, and I'm like, that is too perfectly formed. It's not real. And then I like reach a toe out, and I'm like, yep, definitely not real.
And
But
she
like,
had to
what
test
would
it
I have done
out.
if it had been?
Oh.
Oh,
No, the faux poo is a family joke that we keep out for everybody. We try to have fun. I
yeah,
mean, what can you do? It's three kids and three dogs and a husband child. It's a lot,
I
you
understand.
know. Yeah,
All
a
right, back
fake
to
poop.
fabric. We
Yes,
got way
okay.
off
Yes, back.
topic.
We need
Way
quilt
off
sheep.
topic.
Yes.
Uh, there was a great line that Cotton and Steel did many years ago
Hmm.
that I regret to this day not saving
What
and
was
yarning it
it?
for myself. I don't even remember. It had these sheep and it was awesome. And it was like a black and white situation.
Hmm.
And it was so good. Now I have to look it up.
Yeah,
It
I
was
want
like
to know.
right.
I have a new project of sheep. Now that we're speaking of animals, hold on, let me grab this real quick because hey Cubby, my dog's here. He's waiting for me. I was having some sojo problems, which are not really a problem anymore. But when I was having some problems figuring out what I wanted to do, I bought some pre-made kits that are already cut. And I found this kit that I thought Hazel might actually really like that are sheep that have little, little quilty butts. Can you see it? Or are you on your
I am on
computer?
my quest, but I will come back. Oh, that is cute.
Isn't that cute? And it's all pre-cut and everything like that. So it's all
So you
ready
don't
to
even have to
go.
do it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Like it's all. And then this one, I kind of bought this one for me. I'm not ashamed to buy myself quilt patterns. I don't make everything for everybody else. Sometimes I make it for myself. But look at the cows. Now you have to come back and look at the cows.
I am. I found the fabric though.
Did you really?
I did. I don't know that it's still available anywhere, but I found it.
Look at my cows. They're rainbow
Oh,
cows.
are you actually gonna do it or are you just gonna have it?
Yeah, but it's all pre-cut.
See, that makes
So
life
all you
easier.
have to do is,
Is that an Elizabeth
make it.
Hartman?
Yeah, I think it is.
That looks like her style.
Yeah. It's like rainbow cows must have. But I was having trouble getting up and like cutting the
Yeah,
fabric, getting to the next step.
can be challenging.
I just wanted to sew without having to think. And so I bought a couple of these kits because they were on sale and, they were like buy two, get three free or something like that. It was some
Yeah.
crazy sale for Black Friday. And so I bought a couple of them and I've been having a lot of fun making them because I don't have to cut anything.
Ooh, I found it. It exists. I'm not sharing it with any of you because I'm going to buy what's left. And
We want to see a picture of it though.
no, will not do it.
No,
Let me buy it first and then you
let
can
me
have it.
buy it. He's gone
Uh,
crazy.
I'm gonna do it. I'm
Like,
gonna
let me buy the thing.
make it and then we're gonna do the thing.
We actually should ask what everybody else is working on because
Yes,
we
what
know a
is
lot of
everyone
people
working on?
tune in while they're actually working on some projects. So, or even if you're not working on it right now, like what's your
What are you up to? What are
March
you
project,
doing?
I guess. What are you finishing up for the rest of the month? Because look at you. I can tell
I
you're
am
on a
totally buying it. I'm buying the fabric. I've regretted it not getting it for years. I'm
it's
buying this.
happening.
Like, okay, I always used to tell people when I own the shop, if you have a fabric that you like, you should just get it because there's no guarantee it's going to be there when you come back.
Yeah.
And, there are always the quilt shops where it's going to be there. It's fine. But that's not necessarily the case with modern, and it certainly isn't the case with
A
it was
novelty
never
kind of print.
it
Yeah.
was never the case with us. Like we used to cycle through our inventory very quickly. Um, so
Ooh, Joan's making a foundation piecing pineapple quilt. How small are those pineapples? Like
that
how
sounds very
small
fun.
are yeah, they can get really tiny on those.
Ready? Where are we at? Finding my
Where are
cards.
you at, more
I'm
importantly?
buying things and I'm pulling up my cards so that I don't have to go upstairs and let my husband know that I'm purchasing things I'm not supposed to. So that's what
Online
Stephanie's doing.
with the internet.
Yes, I can view a digital card from my phone and no one needs to know what I did. And it's fine.
It's a secret. Another one of those secrets that's for you and me and the entire internet.
And the whole internet, yes. I used to say that I would come in and sneak pretty fabric into the house, and now it's pretty books that I'm sneaking in typically.
I
And
snuck in some books too this last
they are
time, yeah.
so much easier to hide because they just go on the shelf and he's not really aware that like one gets added here, there, and the other place. It's just all of a sudden over time the it
It's
gets
like,
more full. But it's like, the analogy of boiling a lobster. It doesn't realize it's being boiled because the water temperature rises so slowly. Like
that is pretty much,
that's
yeah.
that's the state of my bookshelf upstairs right now. Like
That's
we're
me
at
and
the
quilt
point
books. What did
we're at
you
the point
say
now.
earlier about me and quilt books? I am
Um,
a quilty dragon for
you're a quilt book dragon.
quilt book
Or
dragon.
wait, a book, I don't remember.
Something along those
See,
lines. But it
we keep
really
saying
made a
we
lot
need
of
to re
sense.
we always talk before we get online, and usually it's to get out all the stuff that we probably shouldn't say it live on the internet. But
This
we
is the
keep,
stuff we approved for the internet, if you can believe that.
well, sometimes we still get on tangents, let's be
It's true.
honest.
It's totally
But
fine then.
mostly I want to like every once in a while we say something like, "Oh, that should have been on the live. That would have been funnier to be on the live." Like, but
There's a lot of things, that one-liners that happen.
I know. But then we would actually have to like edit the shorts. So, someone's got to do some work there, which we haven't necessarily done
And it's
yet.
not necessarily one or the other. It's just like when.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
changing formats of the company that we go through to live stream or whatever, which will help us be able to create shorts and things like that from our
Yeah.
videos.
So mostly we need to test out the software
You guys
because,
will all be on our beta group next week.
well, what we need to do is we need to do it ahead of time because I don't
Hmm.
know how I can't buy it now because I can't get my app to transfer. That's okay. That will happen later. All right. Stephanie's focused again. Um, Sorry.
We
I
still
was
want to see it so bad. You'll have to wait till
Dang
next
you.
week.
All right. I'm just going to share the link
Don't
so
share
that
the
you all.
link, just
No,
share
I'm
the picture.
sharing it to the Cotton and Steel link so that you guys
Okay.
can see the thing. Where are we at? This is it. If anybody wants to go see the fabric that Stephanie wished she would have bought. Um, but
I'm going
totally
to it.
lost my train of thought here.
We're changing platforms.
Oh,
Oh, that's
yes.
really cute.
So basically, there's like this back end stuff that YouTube changed how the lives work, and there's a stream key that you need. And I don't know how it works with the new platform. I know how it works with Zoom. So I need to work through that, and we need to basically go live on a random, like Wednesday afternoon and
Right.
see what
While our
happens,
kids are not there or whatever, and just
in theory.
figure it out.
Yes. So you might see
Test
like a
drive.
live pop up at some point in a weird hour. It's just Chantal and I testing new stuff
Yeah,
and probably
testing,
being a
testing.
little
1, 2, 3.
silly for a little bit. But yeah, lots of projects going on.
Oh yeah.
I've gotta I've gotta do my portion of our cruise quilt. That would be important.
Yes.
And I have to
Although
edit
it's
your
sort
cruise
of
video.
planned.
It is planned, but I have to figure out how logistically it's going to work for paper piecing.
Yeah, foundation paper piecing is a paint by number is a fabric, and so you have to be able to tell somebody in what order it's all going to go in.
I
So
have to figure
that's
out
a
what
thing.
order that's going to be. And I have not
Yes.
had the brain capacity with being sick for
Sick. Yeah.
so long. So,
That makes total sense.
yes.
Don't
I,
think about it too hard. You're going to
yeah.
stress yourself out.
I called Chantel and I was like, I looked at that doctor and I was like, I am so lucky I didn't swear at you. And she's like, oh, it wouldn't be the first time. It was like one of those tests where they don't give you the anesthesia or a painkiller, and you're just like, oh my God, I've had
You're
children.
like,
I can make it through this. It'll be fine. Like,
right. And you're like,
oh,
grit.
yeah,
Mm,
that's all we're gonna say about it.
yep.
Stephanie has not had enough drinks in order to say any more about it than that.
That's fair. I have a quilt to share.
Ooh, share the quilt.
Oh
That's
yeah.
much better than Stephanie's
Although
medical drama.
I it's the first quilt I've actually had quilted by an outside quilter. I've always quilted my own
Ooh.
quilts. It's little, but
Ooh, and it's pretty though. Is that the one you did for the quilt test?
yeah. Yeah,
That's
so it turned out
gorgeous.
really well, but like look at the quilting. It's super
I
fun.
know. She really like
And it's a
customized it
panto.
for, is it?
It's a panto, but it's like done in this very like custom type grid.
It looks like it's perfectly aligned to where it's
I
matching
know.
up with your pieces. That looks like something Shelley would have done on a computer.
I know. She did a beautiful job.
Was it like a
I couldn't
panto
be
that she
happier.
followed by hand, or was it a computer
No, you
one?
can tell it's like a computer panto, but like
Okay. Because with
like you can
computer
tell from the
pantos,
back.
you
But whatever
can
it is, she did a really good job.
you can
And
size them and place them to where they fit like perfectly within your piecing, which is
yeah,
really cool.
and that's basically what she did.
That's
So
gorgeous. I love your
yeah,
background on that
yeah, it
one.
turned out really fun. Yeah, the
It's
background,
like
I was just one that I had sitting
people don't
about, but
think about using green as a background, but it is a neutral.
I mean, for you, it's definitely a neutral, but like I was really happy because it was supposed to be white and black. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like in the
Yeah.
pattern, it was like it didn't have to be black, but like essentially that's what was suggested. And it was like, not for this fabric. This fabric asks for something different.
Hmm.
So I gave it what I asked for. And
There you
she
go.
even added
Little
my
tabby.
little tags and things like that.
That's fun.
Yeah. Did a great job. So Modern Textiles up in Minnesota did the quilting and did the binding and everything.
That's gorgeous.
I sent in the binding, but very happy. Very, very
And look
happy.
at
I'm
those
doing
edges.
another
They're so
test.
straight.
No, super Jake. I'm doing another test for them now. So and that quilt is going to have some little calmer fabrics. Calmer. I mean calmer for me, you know, this.
That's so fun.
Yeah. I mean, this is still pretty exciting for most people, but for me that's calmer.
Let's talk about your fabric because I'm assuming, let's pull it out. Let's look at it again.
Hmm.
That you started with the social hour.
I
Is
did
that what it's
not.
called? You
It
didn't.
is social. No, I did not.
Because it looks like you started with that and then
I
pulled all the
found
fabric to
this
make it
in
work.
I found this in the doom bin. We should probably
Oh.
talk about our doom
I was
bins.
thinking we should go to that and then maybe call it a night.
That's
But
probably completely
yeah.
fair. But actually, I knew that the way that this pattern is it's not dissimilar I can't share it because I'm not supposed to, but it's
Yeah.
not dissimilar in the fact that it's this similar kind of graphic
Hmm.
center with a background. And so I had essentially four quadrants to consider. And so the first thing I pulled out was this pink, just because I like this pink.
And that is
And
housing
because
mass.
I didn't want to have a like the patterns that I used on that one were very they can compete with one another pretty easily and it can
Hmm.
be a little overwhelming. And I was like, no, I want something a little chiller. So I was like, what I'm going to do is pull some things together and then find myself a background to go with it. So I went ahead and grabbed this pink and I'm like, well, what's the next step when you have a pink? For me, it's a yellow or an orange. All my oranges were a little too rusty
Yeah. To go
for
with
what I
that
needed. I wanted
pink.
a yellow orange. So this one actually reads a little yellow orange when it's actually yellow, but it has some pink in it.
Yeah. So that coordinates really well.
Yes. So then I was like, well, I don't want the same fabric, but I want something that goes really well with it. So I chose the blue next. And the
Hmm.
blue has a lot of different things in it, but essentially it's just a happy like sunny palette.
Hmm.
And then I was at the point where I was like, well, what do I choose next? A red wouldn't work. The orange, I didn't have what I needed. I already have a yellow. I don't like purple personally. So I had to go with green. That was my only choice. And there was greens that go more towards yellow, but then it read the same. So I ended up going with this very emerald green with the bugs.
So what Chantal has essentially done is she's gotten too cool and too hot, and
Yep.
that gives it balance.
And no matter what way you put it in, it seems to be happy about it. So, and then I walk across the room and I find this just sitting there. And I was like,
That was meant to be together.
that looks good. But now I'm looking at this.
That also works.
I know. So, no matter what, I have to buy something because I have to have a certain amount of yardage for it. And
Hmm.
I know that. But I'm kind of digging the pens.
That is fun.
Yeah, that looks really
I
good
feel
with
like
them.
you have your colors that you stick to the way I have mine. And then no matter what, you can kind of like get them to play nice
They
together.
all end up, well, right. It's not unlike a fabric designer who has a palette in front of them. I don't think that any designer is like, these are the only colors I can choose from. It honestly comes down to them being like, these are the colors I choose from
Yeah.
because these are the colors that mean something to them. Like they're going to continually, like, there's variation in my wall, but essentially there's not variation in my wall.
Hmm.
There's not a lot of red. All the yellows are in the same tone. There's some variation in green. You have blue greens or you have,
Some tea
cerulean
leaf
kind of,
greens. Yeah.
yeah, you know, you get to blue and you either have like a bright blue or down low, I have a lot of navy blue. And then you have that purple section that's this big. But essentially, like I tend to stick to the same colors. And that's just
How you roll.
that just makes sense for me. And so I don't think it would be a far cry when you go to make fabric that you would end up kind of falling for the same colors over and over again. It's
Hmm.
not necessarily that they give you a boundary to stay in. It's just that you're happy in your box.
Well, like for me, I know I'll have people who will buy because they've been fans of Quilt Addicts
Loyal.
Anonymous for a long time. And they'll probably get something of one and something of the next one. And I want you to be able to mix and match those because I know you're
Mhm.
not necessarily going to get it and immediately do something with it. I want them to be able to play nice together.
Let's be real. Like it's not
And
getting used the same week.
and they're going out two releases apart. So there'll be one release, I'm not in the next one, and then I'm in the one after that. So conceivably, if a quilt shop orders both, they could intermix them together.
Right.
And so I want them to be able to be intermixed together.
Kind of cohabitate
Yeah.
in one another.
So even though, and in this case, they both were both inspired by vintage Hawaiian fabric, and the prints on
Hmm.
them. So I want them both to make sense together. And so I'm going to take my original color palette and I'm going to tweak it and I'm going to make sure that it goes
They're
together.
friends.
And I'm going to take whatever lessons I learn from going through the strike offs that I see and say, let's
Right. Let's
combine that way.
edit,
Yeah.
tweak, but essentially not make new.
Yeah. So it would be a nice like sibling
Right.
is what I'm looking for.
And then I think of your kids. Whoop. Opposite
Yeah.
kids.
They're very different children. Very different children. Okay, so back to our cleanup challenge.
Which we have done poorly on.
I did nothing in February because I had no energy to do anything in February.
We were
Um,
doing a lot in February, but
yeah.
it kind of brings you back to the fact that so
We
last
thought,
we talked, we were talking about the floors.
which I didn't do.
We had done surfaces, we had done other surfaces. We had started talking about looking forward to the storage solutions that
Hmm.
we would like to implement. And now we were getting to the surface that is the floor, and the doom bins have been emptied and carried out, technically.
Technically, unless it's something that you have to like really think about, what am I doing with this? So what we want you to do this week, if you're still following along, if you're not, that's fine. Is go through and do just a recheck of your surfaces. Like I work down here at this desk, and so I have papers that are related to my job. I have it related to my romanticy. I have stuff related to fabric design. And that just needs to be organized so that I don't
Right.
have piles of things, so that I can come down here and like easily clear it off and film.
Hmm.
And I ended up with fabric from our cruise. The next one we're
Hmm.
teaching sitting out on my cutting mat. And then I have like an old Hawaiian dress on there from when I was sketching out
Yes.
fabrics. And so that stuff just needs to be a tidy. So
Yes.
go through, do a tidy. And that
Let's
is
get
your
all
goal.
back to the
Yeah.
base
Yeah.
where we're all together, and
And
then
if
we
you
can go
want to
from there.
tackle a floor and you didn't do a floor like me, tackle the floor. But let's do a
Your
good
floor
tidy.
might be clear. You might have a situation where you work in a dining room and essentially you have what you have and that's not going to be relevant for you. If you need to tackle in one drawer or something if you don't have a floor, by all
Do
means,
that.
start looking through it. I have slowly been acquiring all the extra things in my not my doom bin, but I have a I don't know, we'll call it a grab bag, essentially. I have a box of supplies that I no longer use that at the end of this, I'm probably going to sell off for some ridiculously low price to whoever would be interested in
Hmm.
having a bin of not broken things, but like I have, Ruby Star prints and I have needle brands that I don't like, but
Hmm.
that doesn't mean that they're not great. And I have a whole bunch of random stuff in there. I have samples of fabric that are not my style, but are
Hmm.
really great. And whatever that might be. You might have a grab bag too. We can swatch
We
grab
might.
bags. It'll be
Like I
fun.
have, for example, now that I'm designing with a fabric manufacturer, I can use other fabrics in my videos, but I can't talk about that, like can't be the focus of the video. So,
Right.
there's things like I'm going to be designing batiks now, so I don't really need any of my previous batiks. They're not really my
Right.
style anymore, and I can't use them anyway. So,
It might be a fun grab bag item
they
to
can
like
go
throw into a
elsewhere.
box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to pass on to Project Linus or
Yeah.
whatever. And these are things that we want to come up with like lists and things like that for you guys because getting rid of fabric is
Hard,
it's
mentally hard.
gruesome. It's hard on you, but it's also hard to make sure that it's going to somebody that it's actually going to be used. Like if I drop it off at Goodwill, I have no guarantee that they won't just throw it away because they think it's rags.
I think there's a place near me called Pound and Inch, and they buy the fabric by the pound and they sell it back by the inch. So if you have, it's basically it's not consignment because you like get paid for it up front, but it's a great, and they have, you can only bring in so
It's
much
like
in one trip.
pawning.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I regret buying this. Here you go. And so I think I might do that because it's very close to my coffee shop that
I would
I love
love
to
to
work
see
out
a
of.
video of you trying that out and figuring out if that's something valuable because I have a lot of brown fabric.
And you don't need brown fabric in your
I don't
life.
need brown fabric. I
I
mean,
don't need
if
brown
I
fabric in
need
my life
a
either.
stem, one stem for a
I mean,
plant, maybe. Even the stem should be green. I have no need for brown fabric. I have the
let's,
ugliest brown fabric.
I mean, we got a lot of lights here, so that's skewing it. But essentially, I have a roll of solids up top. I've got a section of some Liberty, um,
Yeah.
some Allison Glass, some Tula, and then I have all my fat quarters that I've hoarded over the years that someday I'll do
Hmm.
something with. So, and then it's just like backings and flannels. I don't really have a ton. I mean, I have a problem with fat quarters, but I do not have a ton of quilting fabric because I made the quilts because I had to. It was my job. Um,
Right.
I did save, I have a yard of all of my I have two 1 yard cuts of everything that I made for my first fabric collection that I did many years ago. And then a couple of 3 yard cuts or 4 yard cuts of the backgrounds. So that way someday if my kids want to make something out of it, they can. They have a full collection
Right.
to do something with. Um, but even that, I mean, if I'm going to be doing multiple collections a year, that's
That
not a
could get
sustainable
overwhelming.
thing,
Yeah.
you know? So,
I'm trying just hard to use the stash. So it's like as
yeah,
much as I don't know. This might be the exception. For this quilt, I might just buy this as yardage and put it on the back because I would
it's cute.
be the amount of pleasure that would give me to have like all these little ink pens on the back of my quilt would probably be worth it.
Yeah.
They have a lot of really cute fabrics in here, but ink pens, I have the ink pens too. So for Christmas, we do a lot of advent calendars in our
Hmm.
house. And one of the advent calendars, my advent calendar, was from Stitch Supply Company. And they had the Melody Miller ink
Hmm.
pens that were the match for this fabric.
That's fun.
So
I
yeah,
love a good ink
very
pen.
cute.
There's
Oh, I
there's
love
a
a
set
pen
of ink
too.
pens that I get at the bookshop, coffee shop that I'm at all the
Hmm.
time, and they're like book boyfriend themed.
Nice.
They're hilarious. They have little stains on them, and it's like I'm reading for the plot. And
John was sending me bookmarks the other day, and I was like, "Oh yeah, those are old news. We know
yeah,
what we read.
oh yeah.
We
I
know what
mean,
we read."
let's be honest. I'm pulling things. I'm pulling spicy scenes at this point because I'm like, I need them to be not gratuitous, and I need them to be like, character development,
Yeah,
not just in there to have them.
that's
So,
funny.
and like, I'm like deliberately delaying one in book two. So like three-quarters of the way through now because I'm like, let's make them wait as long as
Let's make. I
possible.
know
So
that's
that
the
way
way
when
to
you
do
get
it.
to it, you like have the fist pump moment and you're like, yes, finally.
Yes,
But
we probably lost everybody at this
I
point.
think we
I think
did.
it's time for bed.
It is. I am ready for bed too. All right. We are, I think, back to our regularly scheduled programming at this point, plus
I'm
a
pretty sure
potential random one in the middle of the week.
we might
Maybe
get
a,
an email sent out during the week to kind of give an update about where we are on our
for sure.
with the cruise. And we'll have a video coming out this week, and then maybe where we are
Whenever
on our cleaning, organizing. I know
Chantel
whenever
washes her hair and puts on makeup,
it's
that's when we'll
funny
have a
because I'm
video.
not embarrassed to be with y'all like this, but then like to actually make the video, I'm like, oh,
It's a totally different process. I mean, I'm
it
down here in my
is.
pajamas most of the time. I don't care. If I'm gonna film a video, I'm gonna do the whole thing. So I get it.
It is a thing.
All right. Happy quilting. Glad to be back, and we shall see you next Friday.
Next week.